everybody. It's Danielle Schneider. Welcome to Sesh. Now, listen, we've been on a journey this evening because Casey and I were planning on doing the podcast. We had a very special guest that we've been excited to have for a long time. And then Casey and I were, long story short, her son threw up all over his crib and continued to. And covered the upstairs. And let's not go into details, but he got very sick. So me and our special guest were sitting here and I called then, our amazing, always comes through in a pinch, has been a guest co-host a zillion times. So with me, saving the day, coming in for Casey Rose Wilson in a pinch. Literally, I called her. She was here with 10 minutes with her lovely husband because they were in the car on their way to a movie. Please welcome everybody, Deanna Cheng.
Hi there.
Thank you for coming in a pinch. And you started watching because we were watching Jersey to talk about tonight. You're like, I've got it on in the car.
I got it on the Spectrum app. Let's go. Let's do this.
I'm impressed just with your technological prowess because for me to get something up in the car, I'm 100, Deanna, and I would have. Even to get it, my husband and I were trying to get the StubHub app tonight. It took two of us and we were both screaming at each other by the end of it. So the fact that you were able to get that in a moving vehicle, to me.
I will give my husband credit for that one because he just said, he said, you can watch it on the Spectrum app now. And I was like, he
comes through in a pinch a lot too, I have to say. Wing is always there with a funny comment, some advice, some feel good something.
Yeah, he's with us, you know.
And spirit and physically, I'm watching him eat, I think, French fries across the way from me.
He made himself quite at home here.
We've all made ourselves home. We've opened a bottle of wine. We have gone through the glasses. You have helped yourself to a keto cookie. We've
done what we've needed to do.
So I just want to say a big shout out to Casey. I know she came down for a second to get a bunch of garbage bags and what looked like a heavy duty sponge.
Right. And she sent us the picture, Wing and I, and it was projectile vomit all over her body. Projectile.
Yeah. So prayers up for her tonight as she combats this and her young son. And a thank you to you.
Well, let me share with you. I was at an organization called Put Me on Tape.
Oh no, I'm so sorry for your loss. Deanna, don't tell me stories like this.
Great little organization for, it's dark, but it's to sharpen up your auditioning skills.
Please,
Danielle, look. Here we are. What am I going to not sharpen them up?
No.
You know what I mean? So
put yourself on tape.
Put myself on goddamn tape. So you prepare your scene and then you march in. And I said to Wing, just sit in the car. It'll be under 5.
You literally are having him with the car running?
Run the car. It's going to be 5 minutes. We'll get back in and we'll go see the Joker at the ArcLight. That's what we're going to do. So we were so close. We were literally 6 minutes away.
Did you put yourself on tape?
I put myself in. I went ahead and put myself on tape.
Did someone give you some notes?
Notes will be coming.
Forthcoming.
Now, notes are an extra $10.
What?
And I took them.
Who's giving you these notes on your performance?
The gal who works at, really, so I've used them for if you have to do an audition and send it to New York or whatever. So,
you want to use me and my iPhone skills?
No, and they're great. They're actually incredible coaches. Believe. It's 3 gals. Erin Pineda, it's her company.
Yes. Oh, I didn't know that it was Erin's company.
Yes. It's wonderful. They're really wonderful.
Okay. Legit.
It is. They're actually great. So they're doing this kind of beta program where they're asking, you get a scene on Sunday, you prepare it and you execute it on Wednesday. And you go in. You don't even really chit chat. You just go in, you put yourself on tape, and you go.
Is there a human there putting you on tape, or is there just you put the coin in the slot, like those old sort of porn houses where the windows open and then a girl squishes her boobs against glass? That's kind of how I imagine it to be, except for the camera against the glass.
Well, you're going into an apartment and there's a ring light and you put your goddamn self on tape and you call it a day and you head to the ArcLight, but you get an emergency text. Yes. And it says, there's a situation, there's projectile vomit. Are you available? I said, let's go.
You did. She didn't even say, let me think. She said, yes. And you come from a place of yes. Like Bethany Frankel. And that's where we all come, because you know who also comes from a place of yes is our guest. Because we have been on a journey. Now, first of all, let me tell you about this woman. Because we have someone pretty amazing in our midst. Because not only is she a hilarious writer, she's also a writer for a Black Lady sketch show. We have I know.
Buried the lead.
Sorry, there was so much going on. Okay, so she's a writer for that. She writes for Perfect Harmony. So this is some comedic royalty. But here's the kicker. She's also come from a respectable profession. And I say this as a comedy writer, but she's also comes from she is a former lawyer, much like Emily of OC, Phaedra from Atlanta,
and Jackie from New Jersey.
We just
realized.
Please welcome to the show, Akilah Green.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
And thank you for being here on this night of chaos.
It's crazy. Casey came down looking like a crime scene. Like, that was wild.
I know. She's like, I'm sorry to introduce us this way.
I'm so glad to be here, though.
We're so happy to have
Thank you. We have been trying for a minute. She's
supposed to come for like weeks now, and then we had to cancel. And
I think we rescheduled because Casey wasn't going to be available, which makes this crazy.
Yeah, I know, because Casey was like, I really want to be there for that. And so we're like, okay, because Casey's going to be here for this. Yes. And then she, of course, is like, she was literally here. You've seen her.
She's here.
It's funny. Casey and I have Kulop as a mutual friend. I worked on the John Legend, Chrissy Teigen comedy special. And of course, they're tight. And so I met Casey. She won't remember. Not because she was drinking. But
not because she was drinking.
That's not what I mean. But we were at Kulop's holiday party. No, this was May. So birthday party.
Oh.
And I do not know Casey at this point, and I'm walking by her, and she happened to be spilling something on her shirt. So there's a theme happening.
No.
And I caught her, and she was so friendly, and she just chatted me up, and we had matching lipstick and maybe like similar outfits anyway. So we had a moment.
Oh.
And now we've had another moment.
Now you really haven't been in her house. Oh, well, I'm sorry she can't be here. We will do this again with her. But we're so happy because we have been trying to like get this. And we were always like, can you come then? You're like, no, I have a job during the day. We're like, can you come this day?
The Perfect Harmony writer's room was in Chatsworth, which is like, where is that?
I don't know exactly. I know I've been there, but I don't know exactly
and
where
you'll never need to know. So I won't even bother, but it's not here.
No, it's not. But now you're with us.
But I'm
We're
here.
So
I'm
happy
super
to
excited.
have you.
Thank you.
Now, can I ask you a question? Since you are in the law profession, or were in the law profession, just as a legal expert.
Oh my!
Now, why didn't Emily's husband pass the bar? Why do you think, as a woman who has passed the bar herself?
I think because he's a bad person, and that's how karma works. No. California is the hardest bar.
It is.
It's the toughest one. Like, it's a monster. Like, I passed Virginia and DC, and when I moved out here to be a circus clown, I was like, I'm not taking. I just will never practice again because I will not take the California.
And you
bar.
have to. Couldn't you just have your law license from there, or to practice it in the state of
California? Doesn't let you waive in the way that other states might. Like DC will let you. If you score high enough on a Virginia bar, you can waive into DC. I don't think California does that. So you're limited in what you can do.
But also, like, our, R.I.P. Phaedra, because
I hear she might be making a comeback. That's the word on the street.
What I wouldn't give. But she is a woman of many professions, as we all remember. She was a lawyer.
Yes.
She was a funeral director.
Sure.
Event planner? Can we give her
event
that?
planner, yes. Yes, she was an event planner. She had many, and you too wear many hats.
Yes.
Emily too. I feel like for lawyers now, that's just one side of your career.
Because nobody wants to be a lawyer. Like, I think people do it because like, it sounds prestigious.
I have to respect when someone tells me they're a lawyer. I'm like, oh, they're important.
But now that you've watched The Real Housewives, you realize that they're not anybody.
Joke. And this is a great transition into New Jersey, because Teresa's lawyer is the most crooked man I've ever laid eyes on.
I bet he's great.
You think so?
I bet he cuts corners in a way that you want for your lawyer and your accountant.
Isn't that the problem? Isn't that why we're all in prison?
Totally. Like, clearly he has dropped the ball somewhere, unless he just showed up. But I look at him and I think,
you want him on your side?
Maybe. I definitely don't want him opposing me.
He seems to be mobbed up in a way that I find terrifying. Like, when he comes in that scene, and here we should also mention the audience. When we were watching Jersey tonight, Casey had on some app on the TV that gave us tidbits as we watched.
But like useless. Like Margaret was in the store for an hour.
We were
what would I do with that?
And she bought a shirt at Riz Raz or whatever that is.
Yeah, Seesaw, something like that.
Yeah, something to that effect. And one of the things they said is that Teresa considers John, I think his name is, this lawyer, who doesn't not remind me of the Beverly Hills party planner.
They're all cut from the same cloth.
Right?
Yes.
Well, and also the party planner that Melissa was talking to also had a Jersey Glen vibe.
Yes.
Like an East Coast Glen situation.
Yes. It's all very it's like I'm a party planner.
It's like the least
but like a dewy face.
Yes. All of them are sweating constantly.
Yeah.
None of them are in great health. Because he is you here. So there's a blood pressure issue that's happening and they're all sweating constantly. But in those tidbits that we got to see about Seesaw, that she was in the clothing store for an hour, thank God we knew that, it said that she says he's her best friend.
Okay, because they've been sleeping together.
You think so?
I know so.
How do you
I don't know so, but I remember like they have been for a long
You think
time.
so?
I do.
But isn't she sleeping with that young guy who she was holding hands with?
I mean, sure. But the lawyer, I think, is real. She may not be right now. Like maybe when they were, I don't know if it's to date or even to date for what we watch, but they have been together.
There's a history there.
100%.
And he says in his, again, this is all coming from whatever the notes, the bottom of the
right, the pop-up video.
Then it was said about him. He's like, I just listened to her talk. Like she just talks a lot and I listened to her talk. Like that was basically what it said in the
thank you for that information.
Piece of information.
I know, but I guess I'm more knowledgeable for it.
And we were watching, what was it called? It was like a behind the.
It was called the real.
Deeper
I don't
cut
know. It was so
it
strange.
Something.
Now we saw a few moments tonight. We saw Jen, her poor daughter is being bullied. And Jen said this one thing, which I have to quote, which is like, now that I've had my lipo, I want to lose the weight. Which seems like
question mark.
It feels like, well, haven't we done that?
Right.
With the lipo that served that function. But to be saying all this stuff about her body in front of this 12-year-old daughter is just so upsetting. It's like, great, we all have our issues. I have issues and I don't want but I would like to keep them from my daughter. I would like to, like the way that Shira, our lighthouse Shira, has said in the past, like, I want my daughter to have a better impression of me. I put on workout clothes so she thinks I work out. I buy a hardcover book and pretend to be reading it when she's walking in because I want her to have a love of reading. These are great ways to live your life in front of your children.
Especially because the daughter is telling her a story about getting food thrown at her by her friends at school. Like that doesn't seem quite like the response.
No.
In that conversation.
Exactly.
I think it like took our breath away when someone asked if she does puzzles with her children, and she said she never had, which is a very telling thing. Like if you're around a child, you've done a puzzle with them.
Right.
You know, I have sat through like the most boring hours of my life doing puzzles with my children.
It is what it is.
It is.
You know, if you're around a child, you've done a puzzle.
Right.
These things are, so it's alarming.
And she's got multiple children.
Yeah. How many do we think she?
Unclear.
Four?
Four is a great round.
Wing knows.
Wing has raised his hand with
5 children. Thank you, Wing. Again, he is good.
He's there.
And I appreciate that.
He's clutch. 5. Right.
That's good to know. Okay. Too many.
For her.
For her. Exactly.
To have never used a puzzle.
Have never done a puzzle for 5 kids?
That's wild.
Shocking.
Don't love it.
Now, you said something. We got Danielle again. And you said one of the best things I've ever heard about Danielle that I need our audience at home to have.
I was looking at her face and I was trying to figure out like what I couldn't figure out. And it's because her cheeks have corners.
You know how on Super Soul Sunday, Oprah's show, she goes, it's a tweetable moment. I think that's a tweetable moment. It was so accurate.
When you look at it, you'll never be able to unsee that. Now you understand. There's
You know how Angelina Jolie in those Maleficent ads has that's what it's similar to. It's a corner.
It's a
face with
sharp edge.
A corner. Like you could be like, make a left at her cheek.
Oh, no. Yes.
And look, look, we're not trying to make fun of people's looks.
Not at all. But an observation is that for whatever reason, Jersey has the Real Housewives of New Jersey has the worst plastic surgery.
They do.
Yeah.
And we were
trying to figure out
what's the theory on that.
And I go back to Lauren's theory from last week, which she felt that New Jersey fashion-wise was like 10 to 7 years behind where the rest of the country lies.
Right.
And so I believe that might be, they like it loud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so, and they like everything like bigger, bolder, brighter.
They don't know when to say when.
Exactly. So I think that is with the surgeries too. It's like, they don't want it to look subtle.
Right.
They don't want to
They want you to know how much money they spent.
Exactly.
It's on their face. It's on their clothes, in their
Yes.
house. Got it. Okay.
So that's my
Perfect.
theory. I noticed you didn't call that a tweetable moment. I'll just
No, but I think the accuracy is there.
The accuracy is there. I mean, condense it if you want us to.
Margaret is a great example because last week I could not think. It was like a pea green. It had like some cutouts, like maybe a doily. It was it was odd because it was also nighttime, so it was just what.
I think you're right. Like Margaret, day to night doesn't make a diff for Margaret. She doesn't consider that in what she's wearing.
Today there was a fur coat and an open toe shoe.
And a gold lame open toe.
during what seems to be midwinter.
It's cold. They're definitely cold.
Definitely freezing.
You know, I just dialed into Margaret wears, and I think the pigtails, although she seems to have chilled out on those.
We've gotten away from those most of the time.
So
we did then have and Margaret is between 55 and 85. We don't know. Give or take, fine. But she had that hat with the two little puff balls on it. But I did think it was adorable.
It was fun and playful.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I'm realizing right now that everything she puts on her body is exactly what I wanted when I was 8.
Wow.
That's right.
That is kind of like she came downstairs in her mother's clothes for dress up.
Yes. Guys, we're really dialing in.
We are.
The
I will say
Okay.
that anytime my daughter goes into my closet and gets things out to put on, I have a whole side of my closet that is just housewives. No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
That is literal housewives like product.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
You know, that I have spent thousands of my hard-earned money on.
Oh, wow.
Now, Danielle.
Like what?
Giovanni
skinny girl
dresses.
stuff? You have a
skinny
Giovanni
girl.
dress?
I have a Giovanni dress.
Did you get the Karen Huger perfume?
We have the Karen Huger perfume. Like I'm saying, we have dipped into anyone that has. There are some things that we have ordered and have still not arrived.
Right.
And that's very.
She by
Sheree is still not. We have not received our Cynthia eyeglasses. We have not received
that
Sheree.
shocks me.
We have not received some Gretchen Christine Butte. Like, things that are
it takes a minute.
Takes some years sometimes.
Hue by Giselle. What is her? Any Hue?
No, I don't have that yet, but I have a lot of fashion. I have the Patricia Outwell Moo. I have I have Kyle by Eileen.
Okay,
I have.
Well, you do a live show and you give the people something for their money.
That's right. So when anytime my child goes into my closet to like dress up in mommy's clothes, she always comes out in something housewives and like, why don't you wear this, mommy? Like she's never happier than when I look like a 2-bit tramp. Right. And that's
fun.
That's Margaret. You know what I mean? It's like that's what they want to dress like a 6-year-old's fantasy.
Right.
And you're correct in that.
We got something.
We did get something.
Now, I'm so sorry. Did we deal with what happened to your dress for the People's Choice?
Okay.
Have you downloaded?
So I have not downloaded everything.
Okay.
So here is now, FYI, for those of you who are not in the know, we did not win the People's Choice Award. We knew that we didn't because we were not invited. That seemed to be the cue. I mean, I still checked.
Right, sure.
Maybe there is sometimes
the invitation.
Things happen.
Things happen. Some people have said, you didn't get my invite?
Right.
You know, maybe they sent a paperless post.
And guess what?
know.
Those people didn't invite you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Did I look into my
Spam?
Of course.
Anything?
Nothing. Not
The
a thing.
DMs, the side pocket of
it was
the DMs.
really just
The unread messages.
Yes, it was just a lot of made well notices.
Okay.
So I had a clue that when we weren't invited, and it was tough to see our peers such as Gwen Stefani and, you know, and the Charlie's Angels and, you know, the Ariana Grande and the Lizzo and all my fellow nominees.
Right.
And my peers in this industry, us not seeing each other there was hard, I believe, on all of us.
Yeah, sure.
And especially when I did see other nominees walking the red carpet.
Okay. Oh, so people
were they like presenting in other categories? Were they singing things?
I don't know. I mean, not in my category. I don't think anyone in my category can hold a note. But we did not win.
Okay.
So as everyone knows,
you raised the bar on the competition.
Thank you.
Made the others
and I would also like to thank all of our listeners because some of you guys were so kind as to vote for us and take the time out. My sister Abby, she was voting every day. Aww. And she would call me and she'd be like, "It's a double voting day." Like it was so sweet.
Isn't that the takeaway?
I really fans love family. You. So
what's happening with the dress?
The more important thing. So as everybody knows, I got a very discounted dress from Neiman Marcus. I believe to be on clearance. So I took a wild stab and I said, it says this is on clearance, but what if I return it? What are they going to do?
Yeah.
How can they possibly, what are they, turn me away?
Right.
And Casey was like, Danielle, they're going to take the dress and your money and you're never going to see them again. I was like, this is Neiman Marcus. This is an institution.
Right. But yeah, sure.
They are going to see this dress and know that it was not needed. Okay. And I will find them another time.
I see. They're going to know the emotion.
Yes, the emotion behind it. They are, Neiman Marcus is not your average, they're not a what was that place called?
Contempo Casuals.
No, R.I.P. I loved R.I.P. Contempo Casuals, my favorite place. This is not a Forever 21 type of Urban Outfitters joint. This is
okay. So what happened?
They gave me my money.
Celebrations!
I got my fucking
Was it a hassle? Like, was it a whole conversation? That's beautiful.
It was just sent back to my credit card.
Beautiful.
I'm inspired.
Thank you. Guys,
you've inspired us
to
be brave.
Listen to the haters. Don't listen to the naysayers.
Casey
you get yours.
We're being
yours.
Bold in 2019. Yes. We're going for it. We're asking for it. I love that.
Oh, I didn't. This was a plot twist. I could have never
got my money back.
I also feel like Neiman Marcus has the type of clientele who comes in there with their fur coats demanding to return things that they've worn on a red carpet.
Yes.
And
been photographed.
And that have caused scenes and threatened to withhold business. And so you came in there probably politely, respectfully, humbly, and they were like, thank you for not making a scene. Thank you for not asking for my manager. Yeah.
Well,
guys,
congratulations.
Thank
that
you.
is the win.
So you won. I did win.
You did win.
In many ways, except for an actual winning, I won.
You won.
And I would like to thank our listeners because I believe I might have lost the award, but I won the real prize.
Which is
my own money.
That's right.
My own money that I earned.
Yeah.
And I didn't keep the dress. So I didn't end up with nothing.
Sure.
I didn't end up less than.
You got a lesson?
Even. I was even.
You got a lesson about going for it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other thoughts on Jersey? First of all, I just wrote Beverly. Why did I write?
Danielle. Because
Danielle.
Jennifer called her by Beverly.
Yes. Now, Jennifer called Danielle by her Christian name.
Her government.
Her government issued by the government of Italy, right? Because isn't she from Italy?
I don't know.
Unclear. Would she be sent back? As Joe was?
I don't know this storyline. I don't know that she's from Italy.
I feel like she was born there. And then Greg...
Yeah, he knows everything.
Greg Bennett knows her whole history.
Yeah, he's dived as deep as one could.
And I believe, and he's also terrified of her. But he, I think he told me, but he might have read her book. In her book, she outs her name as Beverly.
Yeah.
So why would she like?
But it's like, I can call myself fat, but you can't. Maybe that's what it is.
I guess so. Okay.
Maybe. Just a theory.
Okay.
Well, I don't think you can either.
Well, no, I was an example. Of course not. Obviously
look at this.
No.
Oh, I didn't mean like
gorgeous.
No, I didn't
no, guys, you don't know what I'm looking at right now.
I mean, she's gorgeous. There's no.
Guys, This is a beautiful.
Are we single? Are we available?
I am single.
Okay.
Oh.
So let's just make that known.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, let's not squander our time.
I
you
love
know,
that. Thank you.
And let's
Yeah.
not squander our
Thank
beauty.
you.
that's
We
what
have
I'm
some
saying. If we
real-
have something, use it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then I'd also like to just talk about Joe Gorga's Guide to Success book.
Yeah.
Man. These Gorgas will write a book without being able to have a basic handle on the English language. You know, not a basic
Do you
handle.
think all three of them, because I believe all three of them, well, Teresa's written
Many,
numerous
I think,
books.
yeah.
Do you think do you think either any of them have read their own books?
No.
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 They don't know what's in those books.
No, they don't. And they don't care to.
Why?
No.
Why?
And why?
Why?
Right.
It's
Like Teresa, if we sat Teresa down with a book, would she be able to read it?
how? It's just-
Honestly, though, the way that she reacts to like big news, where she just doesn't process
Yeah,
it,
she doesn't.
she just freezes, lets me know that we don't want story time with Teresa.
As you said, she doesn't seem to take in information.
It doesn't land. It never hits her. It's like, this is major. They just said, like, Joe basically said, I want to be deported at this point. And she's just mouth open, staring
Stuck
at
on
the floor.
stupid.
Yeah, and yes, we all know Teresa's been through a lot. Those poor girls.
Oh, it's so sad.
Aw.
That scene when they're around the table, especially with Melania, heartbreaking. Melania is suffering the most, but they're all suffering.
But it's also like, this show has ruined this couple.
Oh, for sure.
They've spent prison time, which, like, people have lost husbands, houses, businesses, but like, prison time is another level.
Mhm.
When do you say when? When do you say we've done it and this show has done us now? And
I don't think Teresa never will.
Well, she also can't
kids-
afford.
Well,
I
that
don't
might
know
be
that
it.
she can afford.
we were talking about this
Shoot.
pool she just bought. Like, she said, I had money left over after I paid restitution, so I bought a pool. So I'm just trying to do math.
I can't even get into their finances because it makes me so stressed out. Like
Yeah.
they're fine, because the house is empty. There's not a thing in it.
No,
there's
but
like
there's never
a bunch
been.
of pasta in the fridge, and that's
It.
it. Like there's nothing.
That's rough.
And yet a pool? Why do we need a pool? Sell the house. Can they not sell the house?
I feel like I heard her say something in the recently that she didn't want to sell the house because she wanted her kids to just have something normal in their lives and have that stability and not move them around with all this chaos. I mean,
I hear
I
that.
don't
But the chaos would be sell the house, make hopefully millions of dollars, get off of the TV, and get out of the chaos.
Yeah.
oh, well, yeah, I mean, sure. Are you
That's
talking
That's a sensible
sense?
solution.
Right.
Talking real sense.
Yeah,
That
right.
doesn't apply.
No,
Yeah.
sometimes when I do try and apply
Yeah,
sense to the
it's-
Real Housewives, it's a dangerous
No,
combination.
my brain hurt when you said
Yeah.
that. I was
sorry.
like, how do we make that make sense
Yeah.
in this universe?
It doesn't. All right. Yes, please.
I my thought is that neither Teresa or Joe want him to stay in the country. So, which makes like there's not a lot of weight to this kind of like, are you going to make it? How is being in custody? Like, they would like to go separate ways.
Oh, for sure. This is not a couple that wants to exist.
no, this is
anymore.
for the kids, and like
Yes.
after a while, that will get old.
Well, as the kids start to grow, and even the kids are like, we can't do this
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
This is a relationship that is gone. And I'm proud of Teresa for getting out of it. I think she thinks we're stupid that she's a liar. She's obviously having sex with this
No,
other
Teresa
man.
fucks.
Right, but she's like, I have children and I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say we're friends.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've lied to people about things I haven't wanted to talk to them about. No problem. I mean, if I don't want to have a conversation, let's say with a coworker that's
Mhm.
not a friend,
Mhm.
I'm going to lie to them.
Yeah. But the problem is,
Like if I don't want them in my business.
but then get off TV.
well, sure,
Again, I
but
know that doesn't
again,
make sense. I'm sorry. I keep hitting sense, and usually sorry, I don't know what's happening tonight. I'm just really touching down on reality here.
It's also like her
tough.
husband's been away for 3 years, and before he left, he was being a real dick.
And he also put her in prison for, I believe, a crime
Yeah.
she did not commit. She did not have any idea what was going on.
I
believe
don't
that.
know about the no
Oh, well,
idea.
you're a lawyer.
I think she turned a blind eye.
You think so?
Yeah. And she probably didn't ask the same kinds of questions that we would ask.
Yes.
Right. But I think she knew.
But is that a crime?
yes.
When you're not a knowledgeable person,
That's not what she's saying, though.
you're saying she
Those are
didn't.
two different things.
Willful ignorance.
yeah. I feel like she probably signed a bunch of papers.
And
she didn't ask questions when Joe was like, here, sign this. Like, I think we would be shrewd enough to be like, what is that?
Yes, well, of course.
Yeah, and I think, I hear your point.
Yeah,
she wasn't working with the same set of tools.
Yeah, she's not got everything up there.
Right.
I don't know. I think she was living a good life and didn't want to ask questions. And this is one of the consequences. Yes.
But
it's also one of the consequences of like, I'm just going to ride this train.
And you can't.
No. And I think on a much, much smaller scale, there are women. I have friends who like their husbands do all of the accounting and they don't pay any attention. And like, if you don't, if something goes on,
you're guilty by
to not investigate it and not participate in it.
And so you're guilty by willful ignorance.
I feel like you have to have signs of document. Like you had to have gotten involved in some kind of entanglement.
And I think you're right about she liked the life they were living.
Right.
She didn't care about the cost of what that was because there is a cost.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They live in a culture where it's not that probably unusual to have some shady things go on. And
of course.
Well, how is everybody a real estate developer in all of New Jersey? I don't understand.
It's just a beach. I mean, everyone, but also has like a pizza parlor on the side. Yeah. They've all had Italian restaurants opening and closing
within 2 weeks.
I mean, we've been to so many pizza parlor openings of this group, and we've never seen a closing, but we've never been in those restaurants. We've never gone in any of their restaurants after they've opened. And then there was I think it's the brownstone, I think still exists.
Oh, wow. I haven't even thought about that in so long.
Is that the Mantos?
Yeah. I haven't thought about that name in a while.
I hope Greg Bennett gets married there. He's getting married.
OMG.
I know. I'm like, I really want to get to this wedding. Greg, if you're listening, I don't know. Call me.
I
feel like I should have an invite. Just saying.
An invite at the very least.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't get lost like my People's Choice.
No, it's coming.
All right. Well, let's go to commercial and then we'll come back with Atlanta. Coming back with some Atlanta. Now, these episodes have been hard lately with Atlanta. I know we're just starting back up with it, but just with all the babies and all the relationships breaking apart, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's truly watching what Portia's going through. It breaks my heart for her.
Totally.
And it's
like, how badly these women wanted families.
Yes.
Like this is like bucket list gold territory and just shattered before they could really get a start. That's rough.
No, and I wanted it for them. Now, did Dennis have some signs that maybe
all of the signs?
Now, what's tough is the bestiality claim. That's what makes it go above
that? And where did that come from?
I have missed that.
Well, it's crazy because Portia's first husband, remember
Cordell
had some other activities happening outside of the marriage. And so you were just wanting something new and different. And we got something new and different, actually.
We got the hot dog king.
and bestiality, which is a turn nobody expected.
Guys, I'm so sorry. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, I'm not even sure because I haven't dug down too deep on this because it feels crazy.
It feels wild.
I'm like, and it just feels like this can't be real. But like, do you know? Do we?
I don't quite know.
I don't know.
Well, what are you saying?
There's a bestiality allegation for Portia's fiance,
Dennis,
who has taken the ring back. So I don't even think that's
was the craziest thing when they said
cheated on her while she was pregnant,
and then he asked for the ring back.
This is devastating.
That's a problem. The bestiality is a bigger one.
Yes,
but yes, that is.
I thought like that's.
I mean, maybe they're neck and neck.
Gave me my ring.
I'm sorry. She deserves at least a ring.
That and everything.
Because now, I don't know where he lives, but he's not in the home where their child is.
No,
and now Portia's doing the lion's share of raising this kid.
Yes,
she didn't sign up for that.
But it's just sorry. Before we move forward,
you really are stuck on this bestiality.
Do we have an animal, or do we just have that?
I haven't touched down on that.
Okay, so we don't know dog or.
Why assuming a dog?
I don't know.
I don't think it's
that's okay. What do you in your heart think? What is it?
A farm animal is what I had pictured, but I think that's because that's what I associate with beasts. Listen. It floated. The word was tossed around several times in the episode, and I think instinctively I shied away from.
Me too. I backed away.
Okay, because I saw a good portion of that episode.
Deep dive.
Nope.
I lean back
because I feel like we could Google, but who wants to go down that?
Because then all of a sudden things are going to come up.
Pictures maybe. Nobody wants to be involved.
Wow. Who said the words? Because I came in a little late.
Multiple people.
Wow. Oh, man.
But there's also, before animals, there are also other women.
Yes. Again, none of this is great.
It's all bad.
Yeah.
I tend to not believe the bestiality because I won't. I can't.
Let's skip it. You know what I mean? I'm ready to really just delete it and move forward.
Because
it's fine.
But he did ask for the ring back on top of that.
Wait, guys, what did she say? We were laughing so hard when she was like crying, and I was crying right along with them.
Me too.
Her and her sister, I was bawling.
They both had the same tragic story.
That was honestly, I was
bawling because I truly was
so sweet, and
I mean, got these babies that they wanted.
I know, and these men just did them so wrong.
While pregnant, but isn't that a thing where men cheat while they're? Like
I think it does.
I think that is something.
Because you're like, oh my God, I don't want this life.
I think they flip out. Or also it's like there's this thing, again, I don't know if this is true. My husband seemed to want sex with me while.
Right. Well, what else is new?
While I was pregnant.
The man hasn't ever taken just a little hiatus.
No.
A breather.
Seems to be okay
no matter what. No matter what's going on.
In all my permutations.
Any which way.
But I have heard that like all of a sudden you become this different person because like now that you're the mother of their children.
Yeah.
It takes on a different
the Madonna whore thing.
Crazy and disgusting and an old timey view. But I don't know if what was going on with him.
Well, I mean, if the bestiality thing is,
I
know I said we were resurrected, but I mean, if there's something to it, it's like, okay, if you're into that, well, then thank you. Do you know what I mean? Because this should be over in every single way.
Sure. I mean, it's just not safe.
It's not. It's not hygienic.
Safe. No, it's not great.
But wait, when Portia, in the depths of her tears, and I had them too. I was crying right along with her when she said, to prove how much she was in love with him, she was like, if his dick. Wait, right. I was so in love with him that if he came down with some sort of illness and his dick was dead, I would still be with him. And I don't have the wording, but it was so amazing.
It was. I would if someone wrote that on a card to me.
Wow. It's like, wow, you love him.
Yeah,
you know.
But also, what illness?
Causes
your dick to die. What illness is that?
Did you have dead dick? Does he have dead dick, doctor?
And how do you get that?
He's got a terrible case of dead dick.
Honestly, that would work in her favor. If Dennis had dead dick, all the problems would be solved.
It sounds like he needs dead.
And I'm going to ask you this: if Wings'
dick
died
behind me,
if Wings' dick died, and I'm sorry to do this to you, Wing, while you're right here.
Curious of what his face looks like. Go.
He's smiling. Okay. If Wings' dick died, if he had dead dick disease, dead dickolitis, would you stay married?
Yeah. I mean, we're in it, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah.
So again, it's the romance.
Yeah, I love him. You know, it's like,
that's love.
Yeah. I mean, should I ask you the same? Oh, wow. Okay.
Look, my husband and I have a very active sex.
Yes, that seems like a very big component.
It seems like I can't stop knowing that.
So I like even I know that.
It's such a huge part of our lives.
Okay.
That what are we?
Oh,
who are we? I get
who are to keep that?
It's an existential
better
crisis.
Keep that D alive. Give it CPR. Put it on a machine. Get that ventilator going. I want to resuscitate.
Some kind of electric shock.
Yeah. Whatever we got to do. Get that dick
in action.
Back in the game.
Action.
Back in the game.
If the rest of him dies and his dick's still alive, we're there to go.
Well, my face hurts.
But I'm sorry you don't love your husband's dick enough to leave him if his dick dies.
He's in his phone. He can't even look up.
I'm sorry I embarrassed you.
I love your dick.
Thank you. I'm sure he's glad to know that. Now, can we talk about Marlo? Marlo now being a mother.
Sure.
Nothing has been more shocking to me.
Yeah.
than thinking of Marlo taking care of anybody or anything.
Yeah.
But I do like it.
I think it's a nice color on
It's
her.
a nice
It
color
is.
on her.
It is.
Because we have seen Marlo.
And we're about tired of the Marlo that we've seen.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Marlo was. I love Marlo. I think she deserves a peach, but I didn't think she deserved a child. And now, yeah. But this is a nice color on her, and I see this softer side of Sears. You know, like I just. I like it. I think we're in for something. I think this is good for her and good for those kids.
I feel like it's new. It gives her some legs.
Yeah.
We've seen the Mean Girl.
Yes.
So what else?
What else? Mean Girl. Like, yeah.
And so this is like, she's not going to date the wrong guy. Like, I feel like she has to grow up.
Petty thought, is she trying to stay relevant now that all the housewives have
that is something
where do these kids come from? Suddenly Candy's having multiple kids.
It's her
Portia's having
sister
kids.
is bipolar, I think she said. Something like that.
Questions.
No one has ever worked harder for their fruit.
This is what I'm saying.
So, I
she
mean,
was
it's
like
possible.
casting. Give me some kids.
Wow.
No, that's not right.
Lordy.
Yeah, I mean, seems like a nice coincidence.
Right?
But
she's like, this is the baby season. Got it.
I'm going to assume positive intent.
Sure.
You know?
Yes, but anything's possible. Anything goes.
Possible.
Now, Eva said something very funny that made me laugh when she said, I don't know Kenya's middle name or her real eye color, so I'm not going to have my kids go to her.
She's good at it.
She is, and you would never know. But like when she went off on Marlo last season during that, I mean, she has got it for days.
She's good.
I mean, she is funny.
Like it's almost like a roaster. You know, when you get some people like being roasted because like I would like her. And I'm sure at one point I'd cry, but like I would like her to take me down.
Oh, me too.
You know,
she's so funny. If someone is funnier than they aren't, like, if someone's funny, even if they're mean, I can't help but laugh. I'm like, it's funny, even if it's so mean to me.
I also like that she just came out the gate swinging. She was like, I'm not bringing my kids around Kenya because I don't like her energy. Set us off for the whole season. Just get us started. Right. I love it.
I do too. Ava came to play this season.
Yeah.
We've been a little sort of like, all right. Well, last season when she started going off on Marlo, everyone got a little taste of everyone were like, we had a little.
I mean, I loved seeing Candy like dying. So Candy and Cynthia dying laughing in the back of us was us, you know.
Candy had on the worst bra I've ever seen on a housewife this week. Did you notice?
Why didn't anybody say anything?
I was
Is production mad at her? Nobody in the back was like, you know how you just give her just a sign? That was rough.
That was rough.
And it went on for a long time.
Yes. I was like, Candy, no. I mean, nobody in all the housewives is richer than Candy. Candy is the richest housewife there has ever been. She can afford a great bra. She can afford a great boob.
An in-house bra fitter.
Yes. To come to us.
To bring it to us. To confront us.
Yeah. With that bra that was Candy.
Ma'am.
You know yourself better. Please take care of yourself. You are too talented, too smart, too rich. She's
got so many people around her. Like for her to arrive at the restaurant, she saw 40 people. Like she's got assistants, managers,
all on the
husband, everybody.
Somebody let her walk out the door. Someone deserves to be fired.
She pissed somebody off.
Thank you that I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Wow. I was so upset for her. She's too rich. She has too many people on the payroll to let that. I mean, Marlo, of course. Marlo, I expect nothing but.
But she runs a solo operation.
Yeah, Cynthia is gorgeous and a former model, but she's running a solo operation as well.
Yeah.
Not as many people.
Right.
Did you guys, I love Cynthia's blonde kind of like shoulder length hair.
She looks good in everything.
Yeah.
She's so gorgeous.
Oh my God, her daughter. Are we going to do
Noelle.
Oh, that
I
was
love
so
that
special.
sweet conversation.
That was perfect.
Noelle's beautiful too. Noelle's really coming into her own as a gorgeous, gorgeous lady.
That was really special.
That was a nice
and I felt
scene.
like it was a really important conversation to have on.
For
sure. You know, just to like get that out there and like for Cynthia to, I mean, I'm sure
to roll with it
just beautifully.
Yep.
I loved it. Yeah. No, it was nice. Now let's talk about Dennis and Portia's therapy real quick because it only lasted 35 minutes and I found that upsetting.
Sure.
So 35 minutes later, I was like, you guys, you have to go.
Come on. Yeah.
I think she walked out, right?
It seemed like it.
It seemed like she was waiting for confirmation
that he cheated.
And she gave it to him. He gave it to her, and then she left when she had it. But it's like you knew before you went into that session.
Sometimes you need to hear it out.
I think that's what it was. And so then she heard it and was like, now that it's too real right now.
But I was like, you got to give it the hour. You pay for the hour.
But I also,
there's a part of me that was like, I'm never leaving a therapy session
I feel like she just, like, there's no reason to continue to have a conversation with that man about it. Like, she's got to cut her losses at this point.
Don't why couldn't you say her and they not pay for a therapist to tell her? I know this is very cheap of me.
Do you think Neiman Marcus will refund them?
Honestly, I trust Neiman Marcus to do them right. Look, I know I sound so cheap, and I'm sorry, guys. I want everyone to get their money.
No, that's fair.
They didn't.
I would never leave a therapy session early.
No.
I get every dime.
What if she heard cattle?
You keep saying you're dropping it, and you refuse.
But wait, not a cow, but cattle. Like multiple animals. Oh my God.
And cattle makes me feel as if they're in some sort of way to a meat factory.
And there's a lot of them, and they're outdoors.
So many, and they're in sort of an
and there could be a stampede. But what is happening?
That's what we don't know. You know.
Then yes, if she heard, then she should leave.
No, she had to leave.
Yeah. But then I feel like then you really need that therapist, and you have to process that, and then you should really.
But you got to go back by yourself. Yeah. Oh. That was rough.
Yeah, look, if you hear cattle, you run.
You
think that they're coming at you.
You would have to go.
You must go.
I just wrote Portia and Lauren, sisters in real life and sisters in strength. I mean, I believe that to be
and
true.
I think
how
they've
sad
really
is
grown.
that whole story.
I would like to see a spinoff of them two, Portia and Lauren raising their children together.
Great.
It'll just be sad.
It will be, but but Laverne and Shirley-esque as well.
Just sad.
Well, I did feel like Lauren and her they've gone through their own journey where Lauren was her assistant and sort of.
Yeah, that was not a great.
That
look
was a great
on
moment, and so to have Portia just be like, I've seen you hit your lowest low, and you've built yourself back up, and you're living the life you should.
And I want that
now.
from. I want that.
I was like, I love that. It feels like they've had a nice little growth session too.
And then Lauren saying like, but I don't want this for you. But also like Portia being like, but you're through it. Like I wish I was through the worst of it.
Right.
Like it was all so heart-wrenching. But can I ask you guys something about, because it was said through tears. So I wasn't exactly sure. But did Portia say, I mushed him in the face and then left?
Yes. There was a mushing.
Yeah, is that what
Yeah.
she said? Okay, so she just gave him
Like
a quick
palming of the forehead type of deal.
Just picturing her mushing.
Yeah, like that's her response. But in fairness, how do you respond to cattle?
Seems like the gentlest thing she could have done.
Yeah, that is a gentle approach.
Yeah,
because I might have.
Who knows?
I would have done. I mean, he is someone that should have dead dick syndrome. You know what I mean? Because it would be helpful to the relationship if his dick died.
Yes.
Right. Now now I'm going into a road that we should probably not go down, but hot dogs are made of what?
Unclear.
I see the tie.
Do you know what I
see
mean?
the connection you just made.
Something going on.
Yikes.
Like, I don't think he should be dealing with me.
Yikes. He's got too
level.
close to his work.
That's right.
Well, you don't want to shit where you work.
When you go undercover and all of a sudden you're like a drug dealer,
When you had to taste the product. No.
Wow.
Stop.
Wow. Deanna, how dare you?
It was your fault.
How dare you? Anything else? Oh, Mark Daly. We got him FaceTiming with his.
There's some weird comments being had. First, in the previous episode, he didn't want another man holding the baby.
Okay. I've never heard that before.
I've never heard that before. And then, why does the baby look like a boy?
Something. I mean,
there's some weird.
I agree. I didn't like
there.
that.
But you could tell he was controlling when they first met too.
I don't remember that.
I do.
I thought it was a healthy thing that he was like, I don't want to be on the show. And I decided because I wanted this relationship to work that I didn't like that. I mean, that I did like that he didn't want to be on the show and didn't want her on the show because he didn't want it to be bad for the relationship.
But don't you remember her? I'm sorry.
But you're saying, continue.
Like, remember when she had production in her bedroom and like she was in a fight with him. And
I thought that was with the other boyfriend who was kicking the windows I'm not laughing at this.
No. You may be right.
He like multiple times.
I am right because she was she was in her wedding dress and she was upset. I think he is control. I got the sense he was controlling back then.
Yes, I hear you. I'm sort of remember. I mean, we've had a few times where she's like talking to the producers about men.
Right.
So you're not wrong.
Yeah, but I'm sad for her.
I mean, is it your opinion that it's a real marriage? That it's
I thought it was. At first I didn't. At first I thought it was fake because it's happened so fast and it seemed to be like this. But then I decided it was real. But I also guys, I've been on a journey with this marriage. Yeah. But I also believe that she's going to be fine without him. Like she wanted that baby.
She wanted that baby.
She wanted the baby more than the husband. Portia wanted the family.
Yes.
She wanted
I think Kenya was like, I'd like the family, but I'll take the kid.
I feel like Kenya wants to be able to say that she could get a husband.
Yes.
So now she can say that.
Yes. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
48. I looked up her age.
And to have a baby, I mean, guys, as a woman who was called a geriatric pregnancy at, 30, I was 37 when I gave birth. I mean, that's tough to be told.
Yeah.
That you're geriatric at 37.
Yeah.
That's not.
Listen, they're giving us hope. 48.
48?
Giving us hope.
Great. Let's do this.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I'm into it.
No, I got nothing, guys. I got nothing. It's all cobwebs. Just being it's dust up there. It's just dust. Sorry, guys. Anywho, are we done with? Sorry, look,
all of it.
I'm very honest with this podcast. My husband's always like, people are tweeting me things. You've never told me this thing. I'm like, sorry. I save it for the people.
Yeah.
Let's take a break and then we'll come back with OC.
All right.
Okay, guys. OC. Can I say something?
Yeah. Safe space.
It's a safe space. I have zero sympathy for Tamara, and I have zero sympathy for Ryan.
Okay.
And I know that Ryan's in pain.
Yeah.
And he's in therapy, and he had a bad upbringing.
Yeah.
But he also did have opportunity later. And he now has opportunity, and he has not used that opportunity to fix his life, to help himself. And I think he's a bad person. So I just feel like he has had opportunity. I feel sorry for the pain he has been through. I don't think he had it easy, but I also feel like life has afforded him money and privilege later and resources. So help yourself.
You sound like Eddie. In his confessional, he said, any man who can't get over his childhood is not a man.
Well,
you're giving me notes of Eddie.
Everyone has. I understand. I'm a bit of an Eddie. I guess I dislike him so greatly. I hate his support for Trump.
Well, that's okay. So so I was looking at his outfit and I was like, a makeover could solve so much.
You're not
like
wrong.
If he just got rid of that hat and like the sunglasses on top of the American flag hat, it's just such a sign.
Yes.
And it's just like, just go get a new look and freshen them up a little bit, a brighter outlook. I just feel like that's half the battle.
Thank you. I do. I don't disagree.
I am a lawyer and a comedy writer.
Hey, guess what? You could also be a therapist. Emily has taught us anything. You could be a party planner as well.
Funeral planner,
director.
all of it, yes.
Am I wrong? Am I bad?
I have not seen this episode, so I want to just come clear.
Yes, well, that's okay because you have have rushed into
on the way to the movies. You
Yeah.
stopped by to do a podcast,
But I understand where you're coming from with it because it seems like there's plenty of ways you can help yourself, and to just blame. We've all had things go on in our past that would.
None of us were raised by Tamara.
That is true.
That's true.
I mean,
You're so weird about. You're right.
Okay, all right. I take it back.
A lot of sense.
In this
She's
podcast,
a monster.
Look, in this podcast, I make 180 turns in time, or as Emily said in the OC episode, 360 turns.
Right,
a lot.
We wouldn't even be friends with. If Tamara was like in a circle of ours, we would go to the opposite side of the room.
Evil. I think she's a bad person.
Too. And so he was raised by her.
And alone. I mean, and then Simon was a piece of shit as well.
I don't know.
No, okay.
I will say this. he's a Trump supporter, so ultimately I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I see where I should give a fuck.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. I mean, it's like, it's like, okay, you're a human being and you have
But
issues.
he seems like crippled and stilted.
And he also seems like on the verge of violence.
Yes. Well, that's
and
the
that I find
that's
him
where it gets
terrifying.
scary.
I think
That's
he scares me, and that's why
He's
I also
one
have
Reddit thread away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
Thank you. Reddit thread away.
Yeah.
That's a very good description.
It
Reddit thread away.
It is.
That's so terrifying that it's hilarious. Tweetable moment.
Tweetable moment.
I can just get things synthesized.
You can catch one before the end of this.
I don't know. I tend to go on and on.
Here's the weird thing for me about Tamara, and it's just like personally, for some reason, I know because like everyone that I know says she's evil, and I can see it, but for some reason she doesn't bump me, and I don't know why. But like Kelly, my body reacts to Kelly. I have such an aversion to her, and she doesn't work energetically for me on any level. But like Tamara, I don't know what it is about
interesting.
her.
They're both repellent, but in different ways.
Yeah.
See, I see softness in Kelly.
Interesting. Interesting.
Don't agree.
They have different energies. Like Kelly might fight you in a bar, is what we learned.
Yes, for
Kelly
sure.
might get violent.
Oh yeah.
Kelly might insult your mother.
Right.
Kelly might.
Kelly might push your mom down the stairs.
She might push. Yes.
But here's the thing. I believe then if you're like, Kelly, you're wrong, and this is why you're wrong, she'll be like, okay, my bad. She'll push you down the stairs, but then give you a hand.
But just
Such a journey,
a nice pack of frozen peas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think Tamara will never say surrender. Will never say I'm wrong. Will do everything she can to knock you down and make it. She is just like Kelly said it very well and very concisely, which is they're playing checkers and they're playing chess and I'm playing checkers.
Yeah.
Tweetable moment. Well, it's Kelly.
Kelly,
that's an interesting one. I can't make a call. They're both dangerous.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. Look, I'm afraid of both of them in the dark. Like, I don't want to see either of them.
Yeah, Kelly, I would not even be in the same room with Kelly.
I feel that way. I feel she's unsafe.
Yes, that's
Tamara might
correct.
play a long game and she might destroy me emotionally, but I feel like Kelly might just hit me.
Yes,
and
that is true. Yeah,
and I don't want that I wouldn't survive that for sure. She does have that boyfriend. But
he's so interesting. He's a late in life boyfriend. Like that's what you want. He's kind of lame, kind of nice, kind of quiet, make some money.
Life boyfriend.
You know what I mean? She's seen some shit. She's been through some shit. She doesn't want the hot, fast guy. She's not dating bikers anymore. Like get a dude. He's never been married. He's got a nice practice. He's not going anywhere. Yeah. He's also not going to marry her. You know, if she doesn't want to get married, she just wants to be able to say she has a doctor.
Yeah.
He's meeting the needs.
Yes. Wow.
Really
That's right.
dealt with that correctly.
You really got that one.
Really got the late in life boyfriend down.
Because like even like there's nothing about their personality say that they jive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's got like a firecracker on his arms and she's hot. And like he's stable and nice and pays for things.
Wow. It works.
It's beneficial.
It works. Wow. No, you're right. A late in life boyfriend. And sometimes even earlier in your life, you need a late in life boyfriend.
You do.
I get that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just somebody you're looking for, just like not a lot of pressure.
Right.
You don't want a lot of action or like someone. I want to be the crazy one in the relationship. I certainly don't want him to be the one.
Right.
I don't want drama. Wow.
I mean, I guess
he's not going to take any of her shine ever.
Couldn't.
No.
Not available.
Yeah, it works.
Vicky kind of has that too. Would you say with her guy?
Zach? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
he's
Yes.
kind of
a
late in life man.
Yeah. But she'll marry him because
Right.
she doesn't got any more energy.
Right.
To play that. I mean, she spent from the cancer, the fake cancer. And
oh no, did she have fake cancer?
Her man
Brooks did.
Her last.
Now, there are two things I want to talk about, which is Tamara printing out the texts from when she went to Shannon. She's like, these are the texts that I printed out to when she could have just showed her the phone. She literally, like, we're not at a reunion to print the receipts.
Production value.
But I guess
like
it's
a hard copy and a
but
prop.
it was like, we're not at a reunion.
Yeah,
what are we doing here? Just show her their phone.
Now, I didn't see this episode, but did she do like the Lisa Vanderpump, like large grandpa friend?
Yes, she did.
Great.
That conversation was so confusing for me. What I find confusing about Orange County that's different than the other place. Like, I can't, who's mad at whom at any given moment changes like that. In the same lunch.
Yes.
I feel like Kelly sat down one time and was mad at Bronwyn. Then got mad at Tamara and Shannon, and then Shannon went to the restroom and Tamara turned Kelly on Shannon. Then the next lunch, Kelly turns everybody against Tamara. Tamara and Shannon are in a fight. Tamara and Shannon sit down. Tamara is talking to Shannon like they've never been best friends. Like they just met, like two chicks on the street. Somehow they get on the same page and turn against Kelly. I'm dizzy.
I'm amazing.
Dizzy.
You broke that down.
Because I was trying to make it make sense. Like, well, how does it happen so fast?
Amazing.
Thank you.
You broke that down.
Yeah.
Because it was dizzying.
Right.
Wow. That was like, who's on first?
But then it's like, in that group of people, you can't feel safe because it could be you between appetizers and entrees.
Yeah, you go out of town for 2 days. You go to Arizona. Fuck, you're done.
Yeah. Wasn't it interesting, though, for Tamara to be so evil? She was shaken to her core that there might be some kind of coup happening while she was gone. And I can't figure out if that's because she has a heart or because she's such a control freak.
It's
and
both.
Like the narrative had gotten away from her.
And I think both. The narrative had gotten away from her, but I think she also knows this group. And she knows if she's not there working the pieces, that someone else is going to step in and work them.
She talked to Shannon like she was a dog. It was nuts. I was like, wait a minute, weren't they best friends?
They were.
She talked to her like a lawyer, like you're interrogating a suspect, basically. Like, not like it hurt my feelings when you said, but like she was like calling her on her shit. On this day, I didn't say that. And like, Shannon just like frazzled and deer in headlights. Bless her little heart.
I know, bless her heart.
Bless her.
She is someone you have to bless her.
A little bit.
A little bit. And also, what I do appreciate about these women is what you were saying. She was talking to her like, and this is why I love these women. And this is why, because I used to watch soap operas, right? And they talk like they're on a soap opera. She literally said, "You're playing a dangerous game, baby." Like, that, like, can you imagine being like, "You're playing a dangerous game, baby, and you want to play this game? Oh, I'll king you."
And then she said, "It's on, girl," which is like, what high school dance off is this?
You don't talk like this in real life.
And she texted it, which means she had time to come up with something else. And she didn't punch up her own text. Like, if you were like on the fly, maybe you say it's on, girl, but you don't hit send on. It's on, girl.
I mean, who talks like this? It was diabolical. It's like, you playing a game that only winners can lose and losers can win. It was crazy.
They broke into Top That.
Yeah, it was.
I don't really give a about that.
It was Top That. It was, and I was like, oh, this is why I love this. Because it's a soap opera. Right. I'm watching a soap opera.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be, but I knew it then. Anything about Bronwyn?
I like her. How's
really?
Yeah, tell me why I shouldn't.
I think she's great. Happy to.
Yeah, I feel like I already believe you.
She has 7 children, and that is too much.
That's in this day and age.
Exactly.
What are we doing?
And I think she's an unstable person. And I think, like, when she was bringing her daughter to that college, like, she says, when my last kid goes away, I'm gonna lose my mind. And I was like, oh, she's gonna be.
She got married at like 18 or 19 or
and then had
crazy.
Kids like consistent.
God.
And I thought to myself, this woman, I mean, I'll be a mess too when my child goes away to college. Please, it'll be a very hard time for me. But this woman she will have to be committed because that's
her identity.
That's her identity.
Yeah.
And that is like, she's holding on for dear life. And this is the way that she's holding on, is by having more and more children, I believe.
Yeah.
So that is why you should, I don't know, dislike her, but not see anything valuable.
Yikes.
Valuable. Yikes. No, that's too cruel. But see anything like, oh, this is where I'm going to touch down on normalcy. Because I think Bronwyn gives the illusion of like, oh, this person's semi-normal.
Right.
And what I'm saying is like, it's an illusion.
But she's not like a mean girl like the rest of them. I think maybe the bar is so low where I'm like, she didn't like turn on anybody in this episode.
I don't think she's mean. I don't think she's, I think she's out of her league in terms of like evilness.
I think so too. Yeah.
I think she is too sensitive to
something about that is sweet.
But she's unhinged.
Okay.
In that way. And if that's, I mean, but that's honestly the nicest thing you can say.
Yeah, that's not bad.
In a field of these monsters. Yeah. Is like, oh, she's just unhinged, but she's not evil.
Right. Yeah.
That's like, she's a dream.
Yes.
And she's horny for Tamara.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those two have done it. Those two are doing it or have done it or will do it.
Want to.
Oh, yeah. That's all there.
Interesting.
TBT. And then Gina, her life's a mess with Matt. It's really depressing.
She so belongs on Jersey.
She does.
She belongs on Jersey.
It feels weird watching
and
her on
Dorinda
OC.
are just on the wrong shows.
No, you're not wrong. I love Dorinda.
I like Gina.
You like Gina?
I like Gina. She gives me Brittany Murphy vibes.
I hear that.
Yeah.
All right,
I like that.
Yeah.
I think she's funny in her testimonials. I end up laughing at her commentary.
She's so blonde in her testimonials. It's very hard to watch.
The visuals aren't working for her this season.
Yes.
We all have dealt. It is what it is. It's not right. And what are we going to do? When we fall apart, you don't want it filmed. Do you know?
Unless
And
you're a Real Housewife.
Here we are.
No, believe you me. I mean, I wouldn't want my, hopefully never going to happen unless he has dead dick syndrome,
which you've made clear it will happen.
It will happen. He dies. But
Should we let him know, or
he'll find
he
out.
understands. Yeah, he
The
probably
hard
already
way.
knows.
The not hard way.
No, thank you. The not hard way. That's a comedy
I
writer.
don't like myself.
I don't like myself.
I like you even more. Guys, I would like to, we're sort of done with the cities. We are going to be doing 90 Day Fiancé. We're only not doing it this week because Casey's not here. I did watch. So guys, we're still going to do it. I promise. Just hold off another week and we will be getting into 90 Day Fiancé. But Casey is covered in vomit. So we will wait till next week to discover that. But I will say, I also just really real quick wanted to touch down about something on Potomac, even though we're not in season right now. I wanted to touch down on the Monique Samuels, Candace thing where she has pressed charges against Monique for some sort of assault. As a lawyer, do you
I don't know the fact pattern at all. I don't know what happened.
Fact pattern. Ooh.
The last we heard is that Monique was telling Candace, "I'll drag you," and then they hugged and made up at the reunion.
I know, but supposedly they fought, and maybe she did drag her.
Literally fought. How unfortunate.
I believe.
And this was during filming?
No.
I don't
This
think
is off
so.
camera.
I think this is post-season wrap.
I think it's unclear to me, but I'm excited to come back. I mean, honestly, we've all wanted to drag Candace a little
Right.
bit.
She will work on her.
And I also feel like Candace is a person who will claim that you assaulted her if you poked her too hard.
Sure.
Do you guys know that little clip, that meme or whatever? It's on the internet. It's in a courtroom, and there's an older lady, and this woman walks by her and taps her shoulder.
They showed it on the OC.
Orange County this week.
I didn't see it this week.
Yeah, well, you're
That's
in
so
it.
weird.
She says that's Tamara said that was Shannon when she got hit with the bowl.
Well, maybe I caught it on Instagram and following a housewife. So they literally just watched
That's
that
funny.
this week. And yeah, that would probably be
Yeah.
Candace.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Candace is the one with the knife, basically.
Yeah.
That was
threw
like
a knife.
Exactly.
They throw things that you should not throw.
There's a lot of throwing.
But you could do a lot of damage. And there are 8 cameras. Like, there's witnesses. Like, you don't throw knives on TV.
No.
I know. But, excited to see where that leads.
That's rough.
I love, but I mean, the fact that Potomac is giving us things and they're not even on the air
love it.
right
That's a
now,
group that's
a
working.
good
I know. I also
city.
need Michael Darby to disappear, though.
Oh, he's
I need him to
disgusting.
not come back.
But I don't think that we're going to get
That's so
that.
gross.
It's so gross. And now they're tied forever with that child. And I find that upsetting because I'm happy that she got, Ashley got what she wanted,
The
but
things these women are doing for babies.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's a lot.
There's another way to go. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't need the guy. Like,
These
you can cut
assholes.
your losses and just
Without the
Yeah.
drama.
go to a
Agree.
bank and call it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Agree.
Now, Danielle, I'm going to say something to you.
Uh-oh, I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Uh-oh.
I asked Casey this.
Oh, no.
And with Wing behind me, I'm not facing him.
Okay.
You remember how on the Stitcher episode, I had sent in the 90 Day Fiancé song?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you tagged it on.
Yes.
I told Casey I would like to sing it at a live show.
Oh, I would love that to happen.
I feel the need to
course.
perform it publicly.
Yeah, because and this is a great segue because we have our Stitcher Premium episodes, and if you want to hear Deanna sings a song to Colty and his mother because they were supposed to show up for a podcast and did not show up.
Right.
And so Deanna, though, had written him a song that she's
I
going to
did.
sing, and she sings it on the podcast, and it is beautiful.
It's insane. And Wing, who's here behind me, I'm not looking at him, but he said it's the first
It's more,
time.
it's a rap. It's a spoken word.
Spoken word rap area.
Fascinating.
And I sang it to him over the phone. And I think it's the first time that I've ever done anything where he had nothing nice to say. Like he was like, he goes, I'm gonna need some time to process that.
Wow.
And I was like, should I? He's like, you can't sing that out. Like that's
and now
just
you're really
and
charging.
now it's charging me up.
Yeah, sometimes when someone tells you what you can't do, you tell them, you show them how you
show
can.
them. And I'm going to give you just a quick
please
teaser.
Okay.
Darling, you're my 90 days.
Oh, no. I'm not going to look at you when you sing this.
Nobody look at me.
I have to look away.
I'm going to put my hair
staring
in front of
deep into your eyes.
Don't look, Darling, you're my 90-day fiance. Darling, you're the love of my life. Here's the bad part.
Wings faces in his hands.
Darling, you're my 90-day fiance. If you were my mom, you'd be my wife.
Guys, please get on our Stitcher Premium episodes. We'll have great content like that. This week we have Claire Mukherjee. We have Heidi Rose Robbins. Some great guests coming up. Some nice surprises. So please check out our Stitcher Premium content, guys. I would like to thank two people.
Go ahead.
What is this? I'll say. Sure, you mentioned bonus sessions. Also, Kelly Todd just got engaged. Okay, sorry.
Oh.
Okay.
Late life boyfriend.
Sorry. Guys, breaking news. Wow, guys. Breaking news. Casey from upstairs, covered in vomit, has texted us breaking news.
Priorities.
And it just says, Kelly Dodd just got engaged. Giant ring. She said dreams does come true. She's been with this guy for 2 months. This has just broken. We are on the podcast breaking news.
Wow. My jaw's on the floor.
It truly is.
She married the late night boyfriend.
No, that guy, they broke up. She has since gone with a Fox News correspondent.
Not to make this about myself, but I was like, I was wrong and I didn't like how that felt. And so now I'm back.
Yeah.
Good. Because I was like, they're never going to get married. No. And then I thought,
they broke up. And this is back.
You're so back.
You know who you are. And you know what's true. Trust your instincts.
Okay. All right. Good. I'm in it now. She married a Fox News.
Yes.
Which that's
a whole other
Orange County.
Orange, please. So guys, wow. You guys were all here.
Amazing.
I'm glad you guys were here to experience this moment. And I'm glad Casey, even from upstairs,
she's in the game,
covered in vomit and garbage bags, still doing the work, guys. That's how committed we are to this podcast and to you guys and to the work of Bitch Sesh. Guys, Akilah.
Hi.
Thank you so much. Where can people find you?
I'm on Twitter, Akilah Green, AKILAH Green.
And then also, of course, watch a Black Lace Sketch Show, but you guys are anyway because it's a fucking amazing show, and they're already going to be the second season. Come on, guys! We even played a clip from it last. I mean,
yay!
It's the funniest show on TV right now. You should be so proud of. It's just so fucking good.
Thank you.
And also, Perfect Harmony. Yes. You're a writer on that, and that's on Thursdays.
It comes on Thursdays, 8:30 on NBC
with Timberly Hill, who's amazing.
Timberly's amazing.
And Deanna.
Yes.
I'd like to just say thank you for coming in.
Wow.
Coming in and just being here for us.
It was a pleasure.
Would you like
I had a great time.
Would you like to plug anything? Like maybe your
put me on tape.
Put me on tape.
Well, I will have something in my inbox tomorrow with the footage. I'm happy to. Some notes. But I gotta pay $10. I have to go on to Venmo and
pay for
those notes. And
pay to play.
And you know what? I will.
Yeah. I'd like to thank Wing.
Yeah.
For coming here always, being a hero, listening to that song again and surviving.
Yeah. He
listening to you guys discuss his dick.
Yes,
he has value outside of it.
Right. Know that
he's weathered all those storms.
To Lyra, who has come here wineless tonight. We could not give you any wine tonight. We opened a bottle. It had gone. It had rancid.
And here's the thing. I know Casey's not about keeping corked bottles in her home, but you can't know until you open it. So this is what happened. You know,
we did the legwork for her.
Yeah, we got to dump it.
And I'd like to thank Casey Rose Wilson, who is here tonight in spirit and
via text.
Literally texted us.
My heart is still racing.
I know about the Kelly Dodd who's still doing the work. I'm proud of her. I'm proud of you guys. Also, if you're in New York, I think there's a few more tickets left for our special New York City show, Bitch Sesh, live in New York City, February 1st, Town Hall. Come and see us, guys. It's a big, big, big theater. I'm really excited. And we're going to have special surprises. We'll know soon. Okay, guys, good night. Good morning. Good luck and good luck, Kelly Dodd, and good luck to your new husband.
And good luck with everybody's dicks.
Yeah, good luck with your dicks. I hope you don't have dead dick disease. Love you all.
Bye.
Bye.